Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be with you today, and thank you so much for joining us. So I just want to introduce myself. I've been a student at Wongu University for 2 years now. I'm just over my halfway mark as a student. And the reason why I got into traditional Chinese medicine is because when I was a young mother, my young daughter became very ill. And I knew when she was a infant, when I was breastfeeding her, she was pretty colicky, and I kind of didn't know how to handle that. So I just went on with breastfeeding and went on, tried to kind of manipulate my diet a little bit. And then when she was a year old, from midnight till 9 a.m., she threw up every 10 minutes. She just became sick. And that was when we had started introducing table foods to her and everything. So she obviously had some disharmonies within her digestive system. So at that time, I knew that, that something was wrong. I started taking her to her pediatrician and trying to help find some solutions for her. From that point on, also, she became chronically sick. She had strep throat chronically. She had to have a nebulizer treatment for her chronic bronchitis. And it was a cycle where she would be sick for quite a bit of time. And out of like a 3-month period, she'd be well for 2 weeks. So going in and out of the doctor's offices and them just giving her antibiotic after antibiotic and nebulizing treatment after nebulizing treatment, I knew that that was not the right path for her. So after speaking with a couple of very close friends and being prompted to go to alternative medicine, I went to an Oriental medicine doctor who was also a DO and a homeopath. And basically went in for one appointment. She received laser acupuncture treatment. And
I don't know my number.
The doctor found a remedy for her, and basically from that moment on, she did not need any more antibiotics, and her digestive system began to heal. So that's what got me into traditional Chinese medicine. I'm a definite convert. So traditional Chinese medicine is known for its rich history. In traditional Chinese medicine, we are taught and know that there are 3 stages of preemptive health strategy. First is nutrition. Second is acupuncture. Third is herbs. There's a great hope in caring for the individual by following this strategy. And science has taught us throughout the history of time that phenomena that occur regarding the health of individuals is directly related and correlated to the effects of society, culture, and technology related to the era of the individual's lifespan. Next slide, please. Yeah, thank you. In Chinese medicine, we learn that each food has an inherent temperature, quality, and flavor, as you have heard Sarah and Roberto already mention. They are attracted to the foods, their qualities and their temperature are attracted to specific organs in the body. Food is the first line of defense for each of us. Proper food consumption will help the body to perform optimally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Food color is key to the organ system. It affects directly. Next slide. Acupuncture, being the second line of defense for prophylaxis care, is essential to keep those proverbial rivers flowing in the body. You heard Sarah talk about the channels in the body and the spleen and the organs running through the body. And in my mind, when I think of that, I think of an actual river. And when there's a river in the body and there's some sort of stoppage or stagnation, pretend like there's a log jam in the river. That's what can happen within our own body and within our own organ system functions. And when we get those proverbial log jams, it becomes difficult for our body to function properly. So when we have those rivers flowing properly in our body, then we have that energy that we need that to function properly mentally, physically, and spiritually. If there is any disharmony in the internal or external system of the body, correction can be made with acupuncture treatment in combination with proper nutrition. An indication of disharmony, save the change of our own constitution, is tenderness upon the palpation. So when we have an area of the body that's tender to the touch, that can indicate an issue within the body system, the organ systems. For instance, if the spleen isn't functioning properly, there may be some tenderness along the inner part of the leg and above the ankle towards the inner knee. If there's tenderness right there along that bone, that could indicate a disharmony within the spleen function, and that it would need attention. So the third line of defense in traditional Chinese medicine is herbal treatment. When the body needs more and better nutritional habits, or acupuncture to correct the flow of qi, then herbs will be added to the patient treatment. Next slide. Some other basic therapeutic traditional Chinese medicine techniques that help promote the health are skin stimulation, like the plum blossom therapy, gua sha, auricular acupuncture treatment, which is ear acupuncture or other microsystems throughout the body. More recently, this is just a kind of a side note, which I thought was interesting. More recently, the military has been using auricular or ear acupuncture to help our veterans and our military personnel with PTSD symptoms, and they have found that it has been quite effective. The hope with all of these options that I've just discussed is to help strengthen the body and to help each of us to improve our quality of life. So we want to add vitality to our life so that we can have more room for love and appreciation moving forward. We can all use more of these things in our life. So today I would like to introduce some congee recipes. Congee has been known throughout the history of the world to provide great nutritive properties to the body. It is even referenced in the good old Bible. Esau sold his birthright for a mess of pottage. Same thing. We're talking about the same type of a thing here. It's a grain meal cereal. Daniel, when he was confronted by the king regarding his great wisdom, told the king that he followed a law of health, and he stated that he eats porridge, basically. So if food can help us to be healthy and strong, and also make us smarter, then let's get into it, shall we? Here I will highlight 3 recipes that will introduce you to some of the seasons. Roberto went over some seasons himself, and then I'm going to go over a couple of seasons myself. And we'll go ahead and get into those, and then the health benefits of these congees. The first congee that I'm going to introduce is the winter congee, or Laba porridge is what it's called. This recipe brings moisture to the lungs and skin. It relieves cough, strengthens the spleen, and dispels damp phlegm within the body. It promotes digestion in the closed time of winter. And this porridge is a traditional holiday food that can be eaten liberally during the winter months. Some of the ingredients here are adzuki beans. The main ingredients are adzuki beans, glutinous rice, and water. And some of the optional ingredients there I listed below are red dates, hawthorn berries, ginkgo, longan meat, lychee meat, lily bulb, lotus seed, walnuts, and then sweetener to taste. And I actually prefer a savory porridge, and so I'll add some fresh herbs like green onion and cilantro. Next, one more slide, please. So the indications and actions for some of the ingredients are that they relieve symptoms of edema, which is swelling within the body. They treat toxic sores. They relieve symptoms of jaundice, clear heat and promote urine, drain dampness in the body. They help disperse blood stasis and clear damp heat within the body as well. Next slide. And I think we have a video to share, so we'll go ahead and view the video.
We're going to make some winter congee today. It is called Laba porridge, and the rice is 1 cup and the water is 6 cups. And I'm going to go ahead and rinse this rice until the water runs clear. and then add it to the water. We are all rinsed and ready to go, and I'm going to add this 1 cup of rice to our slow cooker that has pre-measured 6 cups of water. We will go ahead and let this set for 6 to 8 hours. Lava porridge, put red zucchini in with the soaked rice and 6 cups of water, and going to put on low power and let it cook. So we have a 1/2 cup of zucchini beans, and we'll go ahead and turn it on for 8 hours. And I'm actually going to just let it go ahead and cook overnight. So when I wake up in the morning, this porridge will be ready. There are several other ingredients that you can add to this porridge to make it sweet. I prefer a savory porridge for this one, and so I will season it once it's finished. Okay, good morning. We are back here with our winter congee, and we will go ahead and turn off our slow cooker and give it a good stir and serve. Now, like I said previously, I like savory congee, and so I'm going to go ahead and add some green onions and cilantro, and if I wanted to, I could put salt or whatever else in there, but this is our Laba porridge finished product.
Okay, so our next congee is we're going to talk about a spring porridge. It's called yam porridge. And this porridge nourishes the spleen and the stomach. It replenishes yin fluids, which is blood, and remember from when Sarah explained that to us, and strengthens the lung. It nourishes the liver and kidney and brightens the eyes. And especially in the springtime when your blood is thick and keeping you warm in the wintertime, and when you're getting into spring, it's getting warmer outside, your blood needs to thin out, and it helps to transform and transport and get all of your body systems going from that change of season. The ingredients in this porridge are particularly beneficial to those with weak spleens and stomach. The ingredients here are yams, glutinous rice, water, and goji berries. And we'll go ahead, one more slide. Thank you. So this, in this porridge, it helps to treat diarrhea. It treats coughs and wheeze. It replenishes the fluids. It helps to treat low back pain. It helps with impotence and brightens the eyes. The pharmacological effects shows that it helps lipid metabolism. It helps to reduce blood pressure and reduces the damage of hepatic cells. We'll go ahead and watch the video on this one as well.
Hi, we're going to make a spring congee today. This is a yam porridge, and we are going to go ahead and rinse 1/2 cup of rice, and I will be back. I went ahead and rinsed out this 1/2 cup of rice, and the water came clear, so I'm going to add the 1/2 cup of rice to this slow cooker with 6 cups of water in it. And I'm going to let it set for 6 to 8 hours, and we will proceed from that point. Okay, for our spring porridge, we have our yams already cut up. There are 4 cups, and I'm going to go ahead and put it into the water and rice that had been soaking for about 8 hours. And I have a 1/2 tablespoon of goji berries, which I will add as well. And put the lid on and put it on the slow cook setting and adjust the time. And when we wake up in the morning, it'll be ready to go. Okay, so here we are this morning with our yam porridge, our spring congee. I'll go ahead and turn off my slow cooker, open it up, and this is what it would look like in the morning after it's cooked all night. So you can go ahead and stir it around and serve it up. And this is You can season it with sweeteners and other little fun things, but this is the finished product.
Okay, so and when after I put that porridge together, I blended it up with an immersion blender, and I actually really prefer it smoother. And when I was doing that, I wish I had known about this several years ago when I was feeding my little babies, because it would have been so much better than some of the things that I used to eat with my kids. So moving on to the next congee, this one's a post menstruation congee, Rehmannia porridge. It is especially beneficial for tonification of blood after the menstrual cycle. It is especially suitable for after the menstrual cycle. So the Rehmannia root benefits the heart, liver, and the kidneys. Its nature is sweet, and the ingredients are Rehmannia glutinosa root, which is a familiar Chinese herb that we are learning about in school. It has red dates in there, and the ratio there, it's 3, 6, or 9. That's just the recommended amount for however sweet you like it. 3 for a low sweet, 6 for a medium sweet, and then 9 for a high sweet. There's glutinous rice and 3 cups of water, and you can sugar to taste or sweetener of your choice to taste. And one more slide, thank you. Okay, so this one, it helps to treat shortness of breath, replenishes the blood store, it helps to treat hypertension, and that's for Western medicine. Eastern medicine, it tonifies blood, especially for blood deficiencies. It treats dizziness, low back pain, and night sweats. The pharmacological and clinical research show that it is a good treatment for hypertension, and especially that Rehmannia root, which is the main ingredient, or the main herbal ingredient. And then it helps to treat hepatic disease, the red date. And the next slide will go ahead and show the making of the recipe.
Today we're going to make a post-menstruation congee. It is called Rehmannia porridge. And we're going to start out with 1/3 cup of rice, and I'm going to go ahead and take it to the sink and rinse it out until the water runs clear. Okay, I went ahead and rinsed all of this, and the water did run clear. I have pre-measured 3 cups of water in the slow cooker. I'm going to add the rice, and this rice will soak in here for 6 to 8 hours, and we will be back. Okay, so now we're going to prepare the decoction of Rehmannia and dates. So I went ahead and rinsed the Rehmannia root and the red dates, and I'm going to place 1 cup of water in the teapot, and I'm going to allow, after I place the Rehmannia root in there, and the red dates, and I'm going to allow them to soak for 30 minutes before I make the decoction. We have 9 red dates and 1 ounce of the Rehmannia root. Okay, we went ahead and let the red dates soak for 30 minutes along with the 1 ounce of Rehmannia, and we are ready to turn the heat on. We're going to bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to turn it down and let the decoction simmer for 30 minutes, and we'll see you back then. Okay, we've let this come to a boil, and it has been simmering for 30 minutes now. I'm going to go ahead and turn off that heat, and we're going to strain out the Rehmannia and dates and put the liquid into the decoction, or the liquid decoction into the rice water mixture. Now that is done, I'm going to go ahead and just put the lid on, turn the slow cooker onto the low setting, and this will cook overnight. Okay, we're back and it's been overnight. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the slow cooker and give this a stir. Okay, so add some to our bowl. And what we do is you can season it if you'd like to. On the recipe instructions, you can add sugar, which I will do. And then we have our final product.
Okay, and I just have to, we'll just keep the reference screen up here for a minute. Yeah, go ahead and keep the reference screen. So when I made that recipe this last time, I've been sampling and experimenting with Rehmannia root in my own decoctions as far as tea is concerned. But I actually offered this to my older daughters who go through menstruation, and both of them slid into their menstrual cycle in a very easy way, and they had the energy and blood supplies that they needed to, and their PMS symptoms were reduced. So that's, not in any studies or anything, but I'm just testifying to the effectiveness of this treatment. It's very effective. And so now at the end here, as we wrap up, and we'll turn the time over to Shaheen in just a minute, but I just wanted to finish up and kind of explain a little bit on my own personal journey. After I changed my diet, because I noticed that was super important for one of my children. And I feel like some of us, as we have children, we know that it's kind of like a refiner's process, a refiner's fire, where they're basically experiments. We have no idea what we're doing in the beginning, but as we go on, we make those changes that are needed to help so that we can have a full life and be happy, and then help others around us. And that's the goal. So I am a mother of 5 kids, and I found out that after every child, there's something new to learn. So in my own recovery in the Western world, it's so fast paced. And I came to the point where, without any proper postpartum recovery and total proper nutrition, which I didn't know about back then, my hair was falling out, my eyelashes were falling out, I was fatigued, I felt horrible. And any of us who have had children know that, or even a young puppy or a new little baby animal, that you really have to kind of be on your best, be at your top self when you're in those circumstances where you have to be around the clock on call. And living in this type of fast-paced world, we don't take care of ourselves well enough. And so after changing my nutrition and being helped through adding congees to my diet, and helping my own daughters as they're navigating the beginnings of menstruation themselves, we have been able to have regrowth of hair and have better energy, and slipping into and out of our menstrual cycles in a much steadier way. And it has been quite a relief. And like I said before, I feel like this is the goal for each of us, whether you're a man or a woman, just to be at your optimal health so that we can be present and have a vital life for all of our loved ones. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for joining this portion.